What's up, party people? Anybody else remember when that line was actually very popular and a thing? Yeah, I think it's when Carson Daly was relevant, which means it was the very late 90s and early 2000s. But hey, everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and concluding for the time being our look at the 50th anniversary plus one G.I. Joe line. We have right here the star of the wave, the star of the concept case from JoeCon 2 years ago. This is Gung-Ho. Ever since the 25th anniversary line came out and we were given that very disappointing, poorly sculpted Gung-Ho. Anybody remember those giant slits in the elbow? Oof. People have been asking for a proper vintage style Gung-Ho, and here the figure is. I do believe the body is basically Retaliation Roadblock because of the massive size. This is definitely a 4-inch scale figure that's really more towards the 4-inch side of things. Um, Big, massive muscles, just rippling body. Here you have the open chest right here with the that big tattoo. Oh god, that's a very stiff vest. Do have the new wrist articulation as well as the ankle articulation. I think that's a little bit of a waste on a figure like Gung-Ho. I don't see putting him in ninja poses all that much, but it is, nice to have. I'm a little tilted there. As you can see, he does come with his classic looking grenade launcher, and in this case, thanks to the new wrist, he can hold it. You also have a little sidearm which fits into an incredibly tight holster. This is almost the same type of design that we saw on Hit and Run. And on the opposite leg here, you have some molded in grenades and a sheath for his little boot shiv there. Other than that, this is a fantastic figure. Articulation, universal shoulders, 90-degree bend at the elbow. As I mentioned, the enhanced wrist articulation. Very expressive ball joints. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, come get 'em, man. Ball jointed hips. You do have a little bit of the ab crunch, although it is limited. But there is some side-to-side waddle there. Double jointed knees, and as I mentioned, that new ankle articulation, so you lose the rotation but gain a side to side pivot. I hope someday they figure out a way that we can have the rotation. I think what a lot of people need to realize is when you get that ankle pivot, you desperately need a boot cut so you can still rotate the ankle. But like I said, this is a fantastic figure. It's really cool. This is the perfect update to the vintage style Gung-Ho, which is that classic look that everybody knows. In terms of additional accessories, Gung-Ho comes with some stuff that I really don't think is Gung-Ho. Basically, you see he comes with that great 50 caliber chain gun set, otherwise known as the Terminator gun, with the backpack and the bullet belt, which I cracked up. The bullets are actually painted to match Gung-Ho's color scheme there with that blue, which I just don't get. But then he comes with that heavy machine gun that Pursuiter Cobra Jungle Duke came with, and the removable clip. I'm not really going to use these with him because it's not really gung-ho. I really would have liked to have seen a G.I. Joe cartoon rifle included, otherwise known as the XMLR M&O PQRist rifle, since if you remember in the mass device, that was actually a little bit of a plot point. Gung-Ho's rifle was used to test it, and he was very fond of it, and, giving her a female name, and was ultimately destroyed. And so I think maybe seeing Gung-Ho with that rifle would have been kind of fun. Ultimately, if there's two flaws to this figure, they're very minor. One is what you can see right here. The arms cannot cross over enough to recreate that classic card art image of him double-handing or holding properly, I should say, the grenade launcher. This is about as good as it can get. Also, the right hand is sculpted a little wide, that the grenade launcher can fall out, but when you have it in properly, it does sit there securely. I could say this is the worst figure on the planet Well, number one, I'd be lying, but number two, I don't think that would stop people from buying it. This is a figure that people have wanted for a while. This is basically our ultimate Gung-Ho, so it's nice to see them still doing those ultimate figures. But as with every ultimate figure that comes along, I find myself having to say the same thing. I really hope they get around to doing an ultimate Duke. Um, Maybe an ultimate version of Scarlet. Really get those core characters out. If you wanted to go animation, I mean, Mattel is showing us with their Masters of the Universe line, they're going to do filmation accurate uh, figures. So it is possible to get perfect animation style in a toy line, and I think maybe that's something I'd like to see with G.I. Joe, and I hope other collectors would too. And as I said at the beginning, this is basically it for now in terms of the 50th anniversary line. Last year, there was a quote unquote second wave that did come out eventually, like more towards the beginning, I'm sorry, middle to late fall, but we knew that was coming. As of right now, it's October 20th, and I have not heard a single blessed word about any new G.I. Joe figures coming. I think what we got from this line was basically it. The San Diego Comic Con sets, the Toys R Us exclusives, just the 4 3-packs or 5 3-packs, the multiple 2-packs. I don't know, unless they're gonna surprise us and have something on the shelves for the holiday season. Not to say that these won't be on the shelves during the holiday, but in terms of a new product, who knows? And more importantly, nobody knows for 2016 what the G.I. Joe line's going to do. So, yeah. This is your old pal Chuck for Gung Ho. We'll see you next time.